Robert Reed Church was born into slavery in 1839, yet he became the first black millionaire in the South. His story is one of survival, determination, and using wealth to lift up his community. Today, let's learn about the life of Robert Reed Church, a man who built both fortune and legacy in the face of deep racism. Robert was born in Holly Springs, Mississippi. His mother, Emmeline, was an enslaved woman. His father, Charles Church, was a wealthy white steamboat owner. Even though Robert's father gave him some protection, Robert was still treated as an enslaved because of his mother's status. When Robert was 12 years old, his mother died, and he started working on steamboats as a cabin boy with his father. On the river, he learned about business, trade, and how people manage money. These lessons stayed with him for life. In 1862, during the Civil War, the steamboat that he worked on was captured by Union forces. He was then left in Memphis, Tennessee, a city that would become the center of his future. After the war ended, Robert stayed in Memphis and began building businesses. He opened salons, hotels, and restaurants. He knew how to serve people and how to make money grow in a city. He was used to this and used to people that were used to dealing with money. In 1886, during the Memphis race riots, an angry white mob attacked black neighborhoods, and Robert was shot in his own salon, but he survived. And later in 1878, a terrible yellow fever epidemic swept Memphis. Thousands of people died and many white residents fled the city. Property values dropped, but Robert saw opportunity. He bought land and buildings when prices were low for pennies on a dollar. And over time, his investments made him one of the wealthiest men in Memphis. Robert became rich, but he didn't keep his success to himself. He believed in creating spaces where African Americans could enjoy life and community. He built Church Park and Auditorium, which became the first major recreational and cultural space for black people in Memphis. Families gathered there for concerts, lectures, and events. Famous leaders and musicians performed in his hall. Even President Theodore Roosevelt once spoke at the auditorium in 1902. Robert knew that joy, culture, and safe spaces were just as important for freedom as money was. In 1906, Robert Reed Church founded the Sovereign Savings Bank and Trust. It was the first black-owned bank in Memphis. At a time when most white banks refused to loan money to black families, Robert gave them a chance. Through his bank, African Americans could buy homes, start businesses, and save for the future. The bank became so successful that it reached over $1 million in assets, a huge accomplishment during that time for a black institution in the South. By the height of his career, Robert Reed Church's fortune was estimated to be $1 million in the early 1900s. To put that in perspective, that would be worth about $30 million today. This made him not just the first millionaire in Memphis, but one of the wealthiest men, black or white, in the entire South. His wealth gave him power, influence, and most importantly, the ability to create opportunities for others. Robert's family was also carried on his legacy after he passed. His daughter, Mary Church Terrell, became one of the first African American women to earn a college degree. She later became a famous civil rights activist and the founder of the NAACP. His son, Robert Church Jr., took over the bank and became a political leader. He founded the Lincoln League, which worked to register black voters in Memphis. He also helped to start the first NAACP branch in Tennessee. Through his children, Robert's influence extended far beyond his own lifetime. Robert Reed Church rose from slavery to become a millionaire, a builder, and a leader. He understood that wealth was not just about money, it was about freedom, opportunity, and community. His story is proof that even in rough times, vision and courage can create lasting change. Robert Reed Church is a name we should never forget. If you like this video, please subscribe for more videos on powerful black men in history. God bless.